Welcome back to the channel. If you are returning, if you are new here, welcome. I am the Blunt Reader. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Cancer for February 2020 or whenever you see this video and it resonates with you. Keep in mind that this is general, so it cannot and will not resonate with every single person who is watching this video. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by visiting my website at thebluntreader.com. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thebluntreader. If you have not joined the family already, please be sure to subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. Like this video, share it with your friends, turn on your post notifications, all of that good stuff. It is greatly appreciated. For this reading, we're going to take a look at love first, and then we will do a general spread for career, finances, anything that you need to know, be made aware of as you move into and navigate through the month of February 2020. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Spirit, what message or messages do you have for the sign of Cancer for February 2020? What message or messages do you have for the sign of Cancer for February 2020? We have communication. With communication, this could be communication coming into you from somebody. It feels like somebody that you may have been waiting for communication from. For some of you, I feel like this doesn't really have to do with love. It has to do with a job, a position that you've been waiting to hear back from. Could be a position that would be in a different city for some of you. I feel like it's a big city. So like New York specifically is what's coming to mind. So maybe you applied for a position in New York or in a big city or just somewhere different from where you currently live, and you've been waiting to hear back. That communication could be coming in. I also feel like this has to do with spiritual communication. So connecting with your higher self, connecting with whoever you believe in spiritually, so that you get some sort of information, some sort of clarity. I almost feel like it's like, for example, if you were listening to music, you may hear a message in a song, whether it's a song you listen to all the time or whether this is just a random song that plays and there's a message for you. It could also be that your I keep hearing like white noise. So it could be like in your speakers, in your car, that you kind of get this white noise, but it's Spirit's way of trying to get your attention so that you pay attention to whatever it is that you need to pay attention to. For some of you, I feel like you've been missing the messages. There could also be synchronicities. So pay attention to any synchronicities that you see or hear. Also pay attention to any like music. It could even be in your day-to-day conversations, but maybe you run into, different people, whether you know these people or not, and they have like very similar messages, or they tell you very similar stories of something that happens to them or happened to them, and it resonates with what you're going through. I feel like Spirit is going to use whatever it is that you are always using. So like if you always listen to music, if you always have a conversation with this particular person or these people on your way to work, if you always go to the same coffee shop and get coffee, then you may get a message from somebody who is there, because Spirit is trying to get your attention. And I feel like it's being done through one of the ways that you frequently use. So pay attention to those things as well. For some of you, I feel like it's literally like a stranger just coming up and telling you something, and it completely resonates with what it is that you're going through. It may not resonate at that particular moment, but later on down the line, you'll revisit that conversation and be like, damn, like, how did they know that? I feel like it's one of those situations. This feels more like spiritual communication, but it's regarding something that you've been going through and you've been looking for some sort of clarity. So look for that clarity to come to you in the month of February or whenever you're listening to this. Spirit, what other messages do you have regarding love for Cancer? We have the Three of Swords, What other messages do you have regarding love? Yeah, I got a whole bunch of cards. The Five of Wands. We have the King of Cups. The Page of Swords. The Nine of Cups. And the Six of Wands. This disappointment, this Three of Swords, this heartbreak, whatever the feeling is for you, is coming as a result of something that you saw, something that you witnessed. So whether that be, messages that you came across with communication being the overall message for you, or you physically see somebody doing something, this would be somebody that you're in a relationship with, connected to in some kind of way, that really upsets you, because the Three of Swords is about disappointment, being hurt. Hell, there's three swords going through your heart, so I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. But with this Page of Swords that we have here, like, she looks very upset, like she looks distraught. And this is usually the energy of like gathering information. This is also spying and lurking taking place. And maybe you come across something that leaves you feeling distraught, but also leaves you feeling a bit argumentative with this Five of Wands. It could have been something that you found out about multiple people, or somebody that you were involved with was dealing with multiple people, or just whatever this information is that you find out, whatever this communication is that you may be getting or giving or you see, causes you to be a bit combative. It causes you to be a bit argumentative. And so you and this person may butt heads. This could also be, for some of you, like friends. You have a group of friends, and for whatever reason there may be some conflicts. If you have Aries in your chart, or if you're connected to an Aries, you may want to go watch their video, because they had some hating ass people around them. But it almost feels like... what I'm hearing also sounds like white noise, but it sounds like a whole bunch of people arguing. Everybody's talking at the same time, so you can't really hear any of what is being said, because everybody's in this energy of just fight. Let me get my point across. That's the only thing that matters right now. But I feel like at some point there's a change here with the Nine of Cups, King of Cups, Six of Wands. There is victory. So whatever you were arguing about, fighting about here, whatever you felt like you were competing for, you get the victory. For some of you, like I said, with that communication, it felt like it had more to do with a job than it did like a love situation. So in that case, you may have been competing for a position where there were a lot of people competing for this. It upset you because maybe you didn't get that position, but you are given something else. You get the victory and success. Still, it's just not with that particular situation, and it's something that's going to fulfill you. It could also be the same thing for a relationship. Like you have a relationship where things ended. You felt like you were competing for this person's time, attention, affection, whatever it may be. And that comes to an end, but then you still get the victory. You still get success in a different situation. And again, with the friendship, it's like maybe you and your friends fall out, or you and a friend have a disagreement, an argument. Maybe you find out this person has been saying things about you, whatever the case may be, that causes this to kind of turn into this Five of Wands. You still get success. You still get to move forward despite what somebody was saying or trying to do. It looks like despite what happens or what has happened to you, what you've been going through, what you've dealt with, you still come out on top. Please clarify the Page of Swords. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, the Tower, the Seven of Wands. Something definitely came to an end. Please clarify the Page of Swords. Ace of Wands in reverse. So this is a situation that I'm hearing no hope. There's no hope in this situation. The Ace of Wands in the upright would be something being offered to you. Some type of offer that you're passionate about. But I feel like, again, there's some sort of ending here. Please clarify the Ace of Wands in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse, so it could have been a third party situation. We have Justice in reverse. The King of Pentacles in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. So it feels like this King of Pentacles person is the person that you were connected with, connected to. Maybe you had some sort of relationship, situationship, whatever it was going on. They could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. They don't have to be, though. Definitely a Virgo, because we have the Hermit here. I feel like this was a situation where you really got outside of your comfort zone. Maybe this person was different than your usual type. Maybe they kind of push you to do things that you wouldn't have normally done. It just feels like you really let your guard down with this person. And in the end, they took advantage of that. This Three of Cups in reverse says that there could have been a third party situation going on. Again, you could have felt like you were competing. Even if that third party isn't another person, you still could have felt like you were competing. Maybe you felt like you were in competition with this person's friends or their family or their job, whatever it is. But it kind of feels like I really trusted you. I was really open and vulnerable with you, and you took advantage of that. It ended up hurting me anyway. Maybe you share with this person like what you've been through, and they were like, you know, I wouldn't do that to you, and then that's exactly what they did to you. Or they did something worse. Or maybe it feels worse because, you know, you opened up to them, and maybe that's something you're not used to doing. Something that you avoid because things like this happen. Please clarify the Three of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. For some of you, this is like a broken engagement. Like you could have been engaged to this person and it was called off because you found out something. Could also be a marriage. But it feels like there was an ending with the Six of Swords. Somebody decided to move away for whatever the reason may be. We have the King of Swords, the Three of Pentacles that came out. You got a lot of kings here. And then we have the Nine of Swords, the Devil, and the Five of Wands again. And we have the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I almost get the sense like some of you couldn't even think for yourself when you were with this person. Like this Devil, this Nine of Swords, it feels like some sort of mental manipulation, some confusion. Somebody keeping you confused, playing mind games with you, making you feel like you're crazy for thinking what you think. But you know what you saw is what I'm getting. Please clarify the Five of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands again, and the Seven of Wands. So some sort of communication coming in. But I feel like this is real aggressive communication. With the Seven of Wands and the Five of Wands, it's like somebody arguing. So like I said, with this Page of Swords, maybe you find out something and you confront somebody and they're being extremely defensive. And like I said, maybe they're trying to make you feel like you're crazy, like you don't know what you're talking about. But again, I still get the energy of like, I saw what I saw. Like you can't make me feel crazy for what I saw. Please clarify the Nine of Cups. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. So I feel like what would make you happy, whether you can see that now or not, is not reconciling with this person. Hell, I mean, hello. This definitely doesn't look like a situation you should go back to. Please clarify the King of Cups. We have the Moon and Judgment. The Moon is something being hidden. This person could have been hiding their true intentions, their true feelings for you, what they really wanted. They could have had an ulterior motive, is what it feels like. And Judgment is saying that you have to make a decision. And like I said, it feels like you'll get wish fulfillment. You'll be happier if you don't reconcile with this person. Please clarify the Six of Wands. Ten of Cups. Because there's something better. There's something else out there. This King of Swords, Three of Pentacles could be somebody new that you come across with this Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, Three of Swords. After this heartbreak, somebody new that you encounter who wants to actually build with you. This King of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Cups feels like the person that you are already dealing with. So it feels like there's like two people here. One who wants to actually build with you, maybe work towards marriage. But I don't feel like this person is rushing you into anything because they understand. But whatever this past situation is, where you may have found something out about them, it looks like that's not a situation you should go back to. Please clarify the Ten of Cups. The Knight of Swords. Please clarify the Knight of Swords. Nine of Cups in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse. It really feels like whatever this relationship was, maybe there was fulfillment at some point. Ten of Cups. Maybe this is a marriage, a long-term commitment. But it looks real aggressive now. Three of Swords is here twice. With this Three of Swords and Eight of Swords here in reverse, it's like free yourself. Because again, I feel like somebody is like, they can't even think for themselves. There's like some mental confusion, whether that's being done through magic or something this person is saying. I don't know. This person is making you feel crazy. I don't know, but it feels like a mental confusion. But it's like once you move past this, once you get out of this situation, you free your mind, you free yourself from this situation. You can work on healing your heart and get out of the situation that is not fulfilling you. Because again, the Nine of Cups is already here in the upright, and it's here with the Six of Cups in reverse saying don't go back to this. I just feel like you and this person are really at one another's necks. And your best bet would be to just walk away from it. Because it's not even worth it. We are going to take a look at the general messages in just a second. For February 2020, what general messages do you have for the sign of Cancer? For February 2020. Okay. Ten of Cups. We have Judgment. One more card. What general message do you have for the sign of Cancer? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the moon at the bottom of the deck. So with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like whatever you've been waiting for, it looks like you may not need to wait for it any longer. It may be time to cut your losses in a situation. Something that you've been investing in, and it could be this family situation, this relationship, marriage, whatever it is. But there's a need for you to make a decision, a choice. Please clarify the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have death, because there needs to be an ending. Like I said, there's a need for you to cut your losses in a situation. For some of you, it could be a job, like a dead-end job that you are at, and it may be that you get an offer for something that you've been waiting for some time, and you're able to move away from that unfulfilling job and move towards something else. Could also be a relationship that needs to come to an end. Please clarify death with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Chariot, the Emperor, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. And we have the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So like financially, it looks like you're moving towards something that's really good for you, that's going to be very promising. It seems like a situation that you'll be able to be in for some time, a long-term opportunity. You may be starting your own business, or you may be moving into a management position, something like that. I'm hearing director, so you may be the director of something. But it looks like after something ends, after you walk away from something, then you get this success. Then you get the fulfillment that you've been looking for. But there's a need for you to move on from whatever this past situation is, where these cups have spilled, because there's a new opportunity with the two cups that are behind this person. You know, have your moment to grieve and mourn the loss of whatever it is, but then turn around and realize that there's still a lot of opportunity left for you. You can still have this Ten of Cups. You can still get to the Ten of Pentacles. You can still have whatever it is that you desire. It may be a little slow coming, but I also feel like it's only slow coming because you're still focused on something from the past. Or you're still holding on to something from the past. So you could still be holding on to a job that's not fulfilling you, and maybe you're not even looking for anything else. You're just, it's like, I'm miserable here, but I'm also comfortable here, so I'm just going to stand here and be miserable and comfortable at the same time. That don't even make sense. How are you miserable and comfortable at the same time? But this is your comfort zone. This is what you know. And like they say, the hell you know is better than the hell you don't. And so you don't know what's going to happen in this next situation. So you're like, I might as well just stay in this one. No, you shouldn't. Please clarify the Ten of Cups. The Hangman. The need to learn the lesson. And then we have the Star at the bottom of the deck. The need to heal. And the need to learn something. This is also about something being delayed with the Hangman. Just kind of stuck in limbo. But it's stuck in limbo because it is. Because you're right in between these sets of cups. Focused on the three cups instead of the two. So focus on the lost opportunity or the missed opportunity or what you feel is a loss. Instead of focusing on everything else that is still available to you. Please clarify the Hierophant. Shift your focus is what I'm hearing. Shift your focus and things will change for you. For some of you, going back to what I said about, not being able to make decisions for yourself, you could have been in a relationship, a marriage for a very long time where maybe you didn't get the chance to make any choices or decisions. Maybe you weren't working because the person didn't want you to work. Maybe you weren't around friends and family because they didn't want you to be. Maybe everything had to be the way that they wanted you to do it. And now that you're kind of making a decision, one, you may not trust yourself to make these decisions, but it's also like you don't know what to do. Because maybe it's been so long since you had to make any choices or decisions, or maybe you're going back into the workforce and you're just like, I don't know if I could do this. And so you're clinging to what you know or what you've been doing. Please clarify the Hangman and the Ten of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, for some of you, you definitely have been, it seems like, especially if you were married and you have kids, you could have been, the stay-at-home mom, and that's what you've done for however long you've done it. And maybe now you're going back to work, or considering going back to work to do something that fulfills you. It's not that you don't enjoy being a stay-at-home parent, but maybe you have dreams and goals that you want to go after, something that you're passionate about, and it's just a matter of you actually taking the steps to do it. Please clarify the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles that wanted to come out, which makes sense. Eight of Pentacles being good. There go that damn Nine of Cups again. Wish fulfillment. I really feel like a lot of you have not been doing what genuinely fulfills you, and now you're being asked to make a decision about what that is and going towards it. But like I was saying with the Eight of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles that wanted to come out, the Eight of Pentacles is about work. Working towards the things that fulfill you, doing a job that fulfills you, but that also bring you abundance. But it feels like you're doing it, more independently now. So maybe the choice to work at all is your choice. And maybe you didn't have that choice before for whatever reason. Maybe now your kids are old enough and you're like, okay, now I want to start taking care of me and doing the things that I actually enjoy. I made sure that they were all taken care of, and now it's my time. Or at least that's the way you should be looking at it. Please clarify Judgment. Four of Pentacles, but again, you're holding on to something. Your comfort zone, it feels like, and that's why you're not making a decision. Please clarify the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to your security blanket, what you know. We have the World, but there's a whole world out there. Five of Wands. Maybe you feel like it's too much competition. Everybody is doing it. I don't know if I'll be able to, measure up against whoever. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself. It's just all excuses that's going to leave you in this stagnant position when you have the opportunity to have the Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups keeps coming out, which is about wish fulfillment. The Chariot is here. This is success. You had the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck before. Abundance. Now we have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. But this is what you need to move past. This is the cycle that you need to allow to close. This is what you need to let go of in order to get what you want. You may have a lot of people telling you like you shouldn't do this or you should do it this way. This is like all of that white noise that I was hearing, all of that chatter. Everybody got something to say about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Fuck them people. It's your life. You're the only person who has to live it. So you have to start making decisions based on what you want and not what's going to benefit everybody else. There you have it. I do hope that this was helpful for you, that it gives you some guidance, some clarity, and some insight. Again, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by visiting my website at thebluntreader.com. Like this video if you have not. Subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll talk to y'all next time.